What is happening, Magnusites? So, this is getting a little hairy from what I understand. Things are not what everyone thought they would be. And my boy, who I told you is a pro wrestler, he is in contact with a friend of Stu's. And, he's been telling me things. And he told me things are like the stories, like things are getting different. There's more details basically coming out that lets us know that the situation is more different than what we all thought it was. So, this is a video sent to me, the Scaling Up podcast. This is going viral. Everyone's talking about this interview. This is the wrestler who stopped Raja Jackson speaks out. The link will be in the description box to their channel and video. Also, there is a GoFundMe for Stu. All right. So I'm going to post the link to Stu's GoFundMe. So you can all go help him out. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's take a look at this and see exactly what's going on and why this is going viral.
Welcome to episode 34 of the Scaling Up podcast, a very impromptu, last-second emergency episode.
Looks familiar. Is that the guy that goes around weighing dudes, asking them to get on the scale? I don't know if that's him or not. I think it is, though.
We've got Doug and Ian here from our Pred Catches. You guys might recognize them. And we actually wanted to do an episode where we would introduce them so you guys could kind of, learn more about them. But that is not the reason we are here today. We are here today actually because Doug has been all over the news today over something that's going super viral right now. Because for those of you guys that haven't heard, Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, tried to kill a man yesterday, and Doug was actually the one who pretty much stepped in and saved them. So we're gonna actually play a few clips first of everything that happened. And last thing I want to say for our viewers.
Yeah, they said in the description they had to, because the guy age restricted. Yeah, that's one thing, y'all. I told you. You see? I told you that I wouldn't show y'all what he did because it causes problems. Now, here's the issue with age restrictions. There's a fine line between what will get you age restricted and what could get you a community guideline strike. And community guideline strikes are very, very serious, okay? And they can truly hamper a channel, So that's why I don't put certain clips in that could get me in trouble because like TMZ, Fox News, CNN, ABC, NBC, they're big news channels. They're allowed to put it in without having problems. It's different for us YouTubers. So it is what it is.
For those of you guys that don't know, I actually trained at the same school 11 years ago, a long time ago. I know Psycho Stu personally. And okay. So to get started with it, what actually happened to Stu? How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. He has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. Wow. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth? Right.
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones.
Wow. See, I told you my boy told me that, Rampage had put up a post saying that Stu was stable and everything. Now, I don't know if that's what Rampage was told. Some people thought it was damage control. I don't know. Because he could have gotten to the hospital and been stable and then been unstable, because that does happen. But my boy had told me that Stu flatlined twice. That's some scary right there, And, Rampage's son clearly has some unchecked rage and anger issues. He talked about people making fun of him and testing him. And, that goes into a whole bigger thing about young men and men, period, with showing respect to each other and showing disrespect to each other and what it can cause. especially if it's pent up, it's not worked out between men, it's not checked, it's not, you know what I mean, dispersed with. But I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I saw some pent up rage that was left over from other things in that ring when he was going off like that. He was in a blind rage. And I don't know if he was trying to unalive him, but it appeared that way to many people. It's like, if they hadn't taken him off of him, what would have happened? You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that, kind of being in shock, and then I just went. Outside of that, running in, there was other people that could have gotten involved.
Yeah.
Made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way.
I was sitting there looking at it. I was like, what is wrong with the ref? Why isn't the ref jumping on him? Now, I've seen WWE events where the refs helped out, start kicking and punching dudes that jumped in that, you know, maybe he was scared. Maybe he thought it was part of the whole thing or whatever. I don't know. But I did see a clip that said that, you know, they set the whole thing up. You'll get your receipt. You know what a receipt is. And apparently he didn't know what a receipt was. But his live chat souped him up. His dad souped him up. So he was hugging dudes in drawers and panties or whatever. So, that was a whole hurricane waiting to happen.
Sorry to Stu that the people that said that they were your friends let this happen.
So how did you end up being involved? Because from what I understand, you weren't part of that match, that segment. How did you end up out there in the middle of the ring during this match?
I just got done with my match. I was blown up, took the heat, did. Then I get a whisper by somebody, hey, something is not right. I might need you to go out there and check a scenario. This guy's going to do a spot. I'm like, when does the spot happen? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Well, you want to let me know, but like, you're not telling me when the cue is, when is the spot supposed to happen. You're just going to let me know just in case. Right, so I'm stuck waiting for this cue. I walk out to somebody with the radio. I said, hey, talk to the back. When do you guys want me to go? What's happening? I was informed about the beer can incident. Actually, shortly before that, they told me that they...
People are saying the beer can was a prop. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone say it was a prop or not. But he clearly thought he was part of the show. He might have been a little liquored up at the same time. But he did apologize. I saw him extend the handshake and everything. And they seemed to be cool at one point. And...
made up, shook hands, hugged it out multiple times. So it was going to be fine, but they just want to make sure. I talked to the person out front with the radio. I walk back to the ring. I see the slam. I see the first punch, second punch, and by then I got people in front of me and I just start moving. I kind of wish I would have just sprung on like the slam. So that's where I'm at. I mean, honestly, there's nothing worse than you watch
something. How he feels he got in there too late. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, yo, he's still going. And, people said that, Rampage was like, yeah, he had a concussion. And I saw a clip of that, and he was definitely rocked and woozy. A concussion can mess up your judgment. People saying, he was given an excuse for it. I don't know whether he was or not, but a concussion can definitely make someone's judgment off. Now, if he's got a history of flipping out like this, going off on people and been arrested other times, you know what I'm saying? But if this is the first time and he just had a concussion, it is a possibility that he wasn't mentally in his right mind. You get what I'm saying? It's no excuse for it still, but it's still like, well, he may have been mentally hampered.
Somebody you care about, he's a veteran. He's me. And these are people who are supposed to love him. And I'm the only one on the outskirts to be told to watch this, apparently. And then I'm in there and I'm battling, I'm doing whatever, trying to work this. And I'm telling the guy to calm down. And now he's trying to fight me. It's all,
So them telling you to watch this and get involved, if this was supposed to be an angle, it kind of doesn't make any sense because you have nothing to do with their storyline or whatever. It seems like they kind of wanted you there just because you're the only one who can shoot, which in wrestling means for real fight, right?
It felt like it. Like how you would use a dog. Like, hey, we'll send our bitch to go do this.
But the fact that they told you to watch out and, you know, be ready, and the fact that this had nothing to do with any of the storylines kind of shows that this was premeditated, right?
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile, that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja who brought him to the event.
That's the small ass chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat.
So this fight,
yeah, he's mad. Yeah, that's the dude that told him to get his receipt. I saw in the video.
You want to call it Raja Jackson.
Attempted murder.
Right, this attempted murder. He landed like 20-something punches on him. 23 punches on him. You pull him off, and then he tried to go at you. So that was he trying to continue beating him even further?
I think the culmination between his dad picking on him and all his daddy issues came out, and all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head. Because let me put it this way. I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a person.
That's true. I forgot about that. He was gassing him up too. So his dad, the chat, he gassed him, told him to get your receipt. So this was like a mixture of destruction here.
For what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. Mm-hmm. You know, the few little backyard fights he fucking got in where he got beat the fuck up, and then you got somebody that's a real fighter, trained by somebody that's one of the greatest of all time, and then you had him do your dirty work. He ruined two people's lives.
So what happened when you got involved with Raja? Why did he want to keep going? Well, I know his chat was like gassing him up to leading up to it, which we've talked about.
Another reason why live streaming is toxic.
Yeah.
Just goes to show.
When you're a man, you're in control of your life. If you do things for other men, you're their bitch. You are not a man, you're a puppet.
Doug, so what happened when you and him squared off?
I just went in there to stop it first, you know, because I was kind of in shock. I saw Stu. I saw the punches. It felt like slow motion. I'm looking around. I'm looking at Stu's friends staring at me, not running in. I'm only running in. Somebody f***ing pinned Stu after he almost got beat to death. People are so that they don't understand violence. They don't understand what's going on. They don't want to partake in anything. They weren't willing to save their friend. They would rather worry about their own image, their self, their master, this. Sometimes the world stops. Sometimes the world stops. You could go to the store one day, be shopping for fucking groceries, and if you see an old lady get beat up and fucking robbed, you have to do something. Sometimes the world stops. So these fucking people are sitting in the fucking ring watching a man get beat to death that they call the fucking friend. The people in the back are fucking telling me, hey, can you go out there and make sure nothing bad happens? So I got all this responsibility. But at the same time, if I'm AJ Mana, if I'm the people that told me to go out there, if that's the person I brought, or I know this whole situation's going on, I'd be right at the fucking ring. If somebody told me that Ian had the possibility of having a fucking fingernail being put out of place because somebody might be a little off in the ring, you think I would take a fucking chance of my friend getting hurt? I'd be in the fucking corner of the ring on the very side in the front fucking row. You couldn't move me from the fucking spot. I'd run the whole fucking show. Fuck off.
Yeah, I think the one dude with the cowboy hat said he would be there or something like that, or get in the ring. And I don't know. I guess if anybody tried to stop, I forgot what it was he said. I would have thought he would have been ringside at some point, you know, just in case.
My friend, that's my family. That's somebody who means more to me than anything in the world. I would never let something fucking touch him. I would die before something hurts my family. And all the people that call him family, who the f*** are they? And then when we're in the ring and I'm breaking it up and he shoots a fucking double leg on me, by the way, work a better fucking double leg, you fucking prick. And then I'm telling you to fucking calm down. I'm not even fucking fighting. I'm not even being fucking hostile. Then you're trying to fucking work and get lower, do this, change positions, and I'm over here having to swim with you, all this other. And then you fucking punch me in the fucking eye after we're breaking it up, you fucking loser. That's why you got fucking headbutt, and that's why I fucking punch you, and you're fucking lucky I was tired from the match before this. What kind of fucking person are you? You fucking low life.
Going off, he's mad.
You want fucking clout, so you beat up a guy that's fucking half unconscious. Is
that a drink or is it water?
Punch a guy that's trying to break up a fight and not even trying to fight you. I wasn't even trying to fucking hurt you. The is wrong with you?
So, do you think he wanted to continue beating up Stu?
I think he would have killed him.
If you didn't stop it, right?
I promise you he would have killed him. He would have killed me if he would have got the best of me. If he would have took my legs out from under me like he was trying to, he was going to do the same thing to me that he did to Stu. Clearly, you watch the stream when he's walking away. I'm tired of people fucking with me. I don't care how many times you've been fingered in your life, bro. I don't give a. If you got a problem with the world and the people around you, change the people around you. Change it up a little bit. Go to therapy. Get some help. Don't take it out on everybody else. And then you want to train by one of the best.
That's what I was saying. You can tell that's clearly like all mental. Something is not right. I don't know if he's, like I said, he might have been bullied at one point. You know, I don't know. His dad was messing with him. Maybe his dad jabs with him, you know, a lot. Or whatever. And who knows what the family life is like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that definitely needs to get checked soon before he gets himself in much worse trouble.
Best fighters to ever live. Your father uses clout, uses knowledge, and then you want to hurt people that don't train like that? You're a bully. You're a bitch. Fuck you. Everybody who taught you that.
So after all this happened, as far as the show, like, did the show just continue? Like, how did Stu get out of the ring? I assume it was stopped and paramedics came. Like, what actually happened?
He was given CPR. He was choking on his fucking blood.
Good
the
Lord.
Paramedics came. I rolled out. Once I realized that my fucking blood was leaking because he caught me right in the fucking goddamn orbital bone, I rolled out the ring to go fucking fight that guy. I said, Kim, I'm coming. And then everyone's holding me back.
And he had already, like, ran out of there?
Already gone. And then the only person who fucking met him is a fucking crackhead with fucking face paint who's fucking begging for fucking clout for the fucking internet. Man, that whole fucking night, there couldn't be anything more mismanaged in my fucking life than I saw that night.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just trying to get a better understanding of, like, how the show went on. Who took him out of the ring, first of all?
Stu left by paramedics in his own blood, choking. A veteran. A war veteran.
Was he stretchered out of the show?
Yes, he was a load and go criteria.
After that, did the show just continue as if nothing happened?
There was kids crying. There was women and children upset. The little girl, Sophia, in my tag team, she saw the whole fucking thing. And as an adult, that's my job to, is to protect everybody. And I felt really short. I talked to her dad. She said she saw everything. She tried to get out of the car, come back, and see if Stu was going to be okay. And it's fucked up. You know, like, you have kids at the show, you have families at the show. We're supposed to be here for a good time. And why I keep bringing up that fucking asshole with the stupid cowboy hat? Because you brought somebody that was volatile. You knew he was volatile. You set him up.
He's already emotional over this issue. And I think he is drinking. He seems like he's a little, you know what I mean? So that's going to make him even more emotional, because what liquor does.
You had him do your dirty work at a show where, everybody's doing this for entertainment. And you wanted to do that? What a fucking prick. Both of those fucking people. Everybody involved with that person. And here's my thing about, like, the Rogers situation. His dad is going to be hurting. His family's going to be hurting because of the trauma with the fucking son doing this.
Yeah, my boy was like, somebody might have basically had a problem with Stu and kind of set that up. And I think that's who they're talking about right now. You know what I mean? The dude in the cowboy hat. Or maybe somebody else, but I think that's what they're talking about. He didn't like him anyway, and so
spent all of that stuff, right? You have somebody that's unhinged. He needs mental help, but he needs to go to jail as well. You have Stu's family now, which I hold in a way higher regard. The dad's there, and I couldn't imagine watching somebody I love getting beat to death.
His dad was there?
And he was talking to his dad from what I hear, so I'm assuming his dad was there and lying to him about what happened. And then, like I said, with Stu's family, now they're wondering if he's going to be normal again. Not just jail. It's not the tragedy of losing my son to jail. Is he going to be able to remember things? Can he walk? Can he talk normal?
What condition is he in right now, do you know?
From what I hear...
My boy texted me when he opened his eyes. And I can't remember when it was because these past few days kind of been a blur. What I do, days run together. Sometimes it ends up being Friday and I'm thinking it's Sunday and it's weird doing what I do. But yeah, I remember he was kind of keeping me posted on what was going on. And he texted me. He was like, he just opened his eyes. So that's when I knew he was at least getting a little better.
He's having a hard time. He has no recollection of what happened.
He was in a coma overnight, right?
Yeah, he was induced.
And he's lost all his teeth at this point, I heard?
Most of them. from what I hear.
He had brain swelling as of last night. It's gone down since then, and reports as of late have said that he's up and alive, but is extremely out of sorts, is having trouble walking, maintaining his balance, and they just took him off a breathing tube this morning, and would assume they're just keeping an eye on him.
The fucked up part is Sue doesn't want his attention.
And he doesn't remember anything that happened, right?
That's what we were told. Yeah.
He's apologizing to his wife for being in the hospital.
So did the police end up getting involved?
Yeah, no, they were multiple reports. I talked to the cops. I gave them my information.
At what point did they show up?
15 minutes after the little bitch fled.
Besides taking a report, did anything else come of it?
We're actually being active. This is part of the reason I'm here. I was actually not present for this event. I was at home. I heard about it pretty much just like everybody else until I started communicating with my friends and colleagues at that organization, and they were giving me details. I have actually kind of stepped away from the wrestling world because of personal growing safety concerns and social concerns in terms of my reputation. So I have been slowly distancing myself from this brand because I'm not surprised at all that this happened.
You're talking about that school specifically?
Yes, there are some great people in this industry. There are a lot of bad people congregated at this place.
There's great people at that school. I'll put it this way. Rikishi gets blamed because his name is on the school, but that doesn't represent him. It doesn't represent Tamiko.
Okay.
It doesn't represent a lot of people there.
Or Rikishi wasn't even aware of it, right?
No.
He wasn't even in town. He was out of state.
Honestly, he's a beautiful
Yeah, my boy told me that it was Rikishi school and stuff and everything. And, you know how business-wise suing and all that stuff goes. So he could be liable or responsible for a certain amount of it. So we'll see what happens in the future.
person. I love him. I love his son, Tamiko.
The most disgusting thing, which is the reason I ultimately decided to be present for this, given that my involvement wasn't direct with the situation that's gone viral, which is a blessing and a curse. Part of me wishes so bad that I was there to assist the situation and help my friend here. The other part of me is glad I wasn't there because there's a good chance I would have gotten locked up that night as well if I was present for what I witnessed on video. But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with.
This is what I heard about.
I hear the police were there investigating the scene.
Please refrain from engaging in comment sections on social media posts about this tragedy. It will be weaponized and potential criminal in civil cases. Fly low. If law enforcement or an attorney for the suspect contacts you in any capacity, let someone know right away for guidance on how to address them.
After Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you. And to every single person who replied to them, yes, sir, you are all weak sacks of and I hope you rot in hell. You are wasting oxygen that other people could be breathing. Go. And if you continue to be complacent in this investigation and you side with the people who you know are in the wrong, I wish nothing but the worst for you.
Is there anything else, I guess, any inside information that people don't know about yet that they would be interested in?
How many episodes we got?
Talking about this whole situation, of course.
Well, I'm a professional boxer, and I've trained as a professional boxer for many years now. And wrestling was extremely new for me. I didn't watch wrestling growing up. I didn't really understand it. Everything that I learned about wrestling, I learned on site. And it took me a while to really understand this industry. And when you're someone who has seen real violence in your life and experienced real violence, things are very clear what's fake and what's not. And it is apparent that every single person in that ring is an absolute idiot who has never experienced any violence in their life. They should have known from that first slam that this was not a show. This had moved on from being a show, and somehow that individual was allowed to let off 23 punches before Doug here was able to intervene. Not one person did anything. And that behavior continued when they encouraged every single member of this academy to stay quiet and not contact the authorities, not respond to the authorities, while simultaneously being extremely excited that this event has landed them 15 minutes
Dude on the left is staring right through me. That's dude, you don't want looking at you like that.
of fame. They were encouraging people to repost their brother getting beaten to death and discouraging them from talking to law enforcement to make sure that the proper individuals responsible for this end up in jail.
You knew that person was going to get hurt. You knew something was f***ed up. I made eye contact with people from the side of the fucking ring when I was going in. I saw you by the fucking stage. It's not a big fucking room. You could have went around. You could have went through the stage. Well, what the f*** did you do? You watched your fucking friend die. You watched somebody that you call family die. That means nobody is important to you. Not me, not anybody. So if I'm working for you guys and I sell as many tickets as I do and I put all this fucking money, time, and effort into the like I fucking do, I'm your number one fucking ticket seller. I bust my fucking ass for you fucking guys. That means the minute something bad happens to me, you guys will just watch it happen and you won't do.
How long have you been there? 3 years?
3 fucking years.
Stu's been there since day one, and they let that happen.
And he's a fucking sweet human being.
Yeah, he was there when I was training 11 years ago.
I love you, Stu, and I'm sorry for the drama. And I'm sorry for the people at Knox that don't deserve this.
So, Doug, are you still part of Knox Pro?
No. What's the point? They would watch me die.
Facts.
How can I trust you with my body? I'm going to let you pick me up for a body slam? I think it's all fun and games. I'm having fun. I think it's fun. I get hit with chairs. I'm laughing with my friends. But if I'm getting hit with chairs, metal fucking chairs, my head's bleeding. I got scars all over my fucking dome from the right? And I'm having fun and I'm thinking, we're all having fun together. But then I realize you're trying to hurt me. And then I'm thinking, maybe, they didn't mean to fucking hurt me. But after this, it's apparent.
It's terrifying. You trust other people in there to do their job properly and to keep you safe.
Yeah.
When you're a fighter and you have a fighting background like me, you're taught to keep your hands up. You're taught to protect yourself at all times. It is a rule of fighting. In wrestling, you are not allowed to do that. You have to present your chin. You have to present your neck. You have to present your entire body.
Yeah.
And it's always a fear in the back of your head. Is this person going to hurt me? Whether they're not knowledgeable enough, whether they're not experienced enough. Should never be a thought in anyone's mind. Was this person sent here to hurt me when I am put in a position where I am literally required to not defend myself because we are putting on a show? This is...
Yeah, it's the scariest thing I always thought, because I wanted to be a wrestler one time, and the scariest thing to me was all the injuries that happened to these guys and the varying degrees from a broken finger to a broken neck that could happen to you. You know what I mean? But that too, and then it's like you could be perfectly healthy, and then one dude is careless in the ring, and it's over. That is so scary. It's different when you're in control of your life and your own actions, but when you put your life in someone else's hands and they fumble it.
Entertainment.
That's why I told you I respect wrestlers a lot, because of what they do, how dangerous it is, putting their bodies and lives, potentially their lives on the line every night.
Every single rule, when they sent that person, when they allowed that person who is a known volatile loose cannon of an individual into that ring, they knew exactly what the they were doing, and everybody responsible needs to face the consequences.
Yeah, that's I think this is the craziest thing since like the mass transit incident of something like this happening.
I still can't get over the fact that little Sophia had to see that. To know that she was crying, she was hurt. To watch Eli's face, my friend's kid that was there, and to see him, he wasn't crying, but he was confused, he was sad, you could tell it hurt him. And that's a kid that didn't need that hurt. He needs love, he needs community. And we showed him that's how adults act.
So do you guys know if Raja ended up getting arrested?
I don't believe so yet.
Hopefully. What I want more than anything, go get some mental help. Go get some counseling. Hope your dad can sit next to you and get you a hug for once. Stop making fun of you on the internet. Because apparently the internet and the opinions on the internet mean more.
Can't lie, that bothered me when I saw Rampage messing with him like that. Because, I'm assuming Rampage knows his temper. Rampage has one. So I'm assuming he knows his son's, temper. And I'm just thinking, wasn't Rampage watching the live stream and everything? Didn't he see what people were writing? Didn't he see how his son was acting? Like, didn't he know that this could possibly happen? When your father eggs you on and your father is someone like him, that's, basically Rampage is one of the greatest of all time. So it's like he's in his shadow. And for your father to pick on you like that live, and then the stream to say something, and then the cowboy had to gas him up, get your receipt. You know what I mean? Like, that was just a whole concoction. I don't know how much time he'll do, if he does any, because there seem to be several moving parts into what influenced this, even though the decision ultimately was his, along with the concussion and everything. I'm very curious to see what happens in this situation.
To you than anything else. I don't think your dad's a bad person. I think he's just trying to rib you. He's trying to harden you up. But you're sensitive. You're soft. You think everything is a personal attack. And now look at you.
I mean, yeah, he literally sat there and let the chat rile him up.
Well, that's the issue with a lot of young dudes these days, I notice. That nothing can be joked about. No one can have fun with nothing, So many dudes just can't take a joke and lightly just, go along. But
video, and this is where he's going to get real fucked, is he's on video as the chat's riling him up, and you can check the clips online. He's saying, yeah, I'm going to fuck him up, I'm going to hurt him, I'm not going to stop, they told me I could do it, they gave me the green light, this is going to be real. He's premeditating the attempted
I did
murder
see that
he's
clip.
about to commit, and this is, millions of people have seen this at this point.
I don't know about no premeditated M word, but it, he clearly wanted to beat him up, but yeah, he's unchecked, man. He said he wasn't going to stop, which is something that people will look in the streets when, you hear somebody say, yeah, I'm going to knock him out, I ain't going to stop, I'm going to stomp him, I'm going to do this. You don't expect them to kill him, though. You just know that he's going to thoroughly give him a beating. But some people can misconstrue that with, yeah, I'm going to take this person's life. You see? So
I couldn't imagine being a father and having a son that did something like that. And I couldn't imagine being a father and had a son who had something done to him like that. And I've been telling people even on Reddit, put yourself in everyone else's shoes that was involved. There was kids that were traumatized. Isn't it something that you want to sit there and just poke fun at and make fun of? These are people's lives changing, I hope people find a happy medium and realize that this social media, like all the clout you want, all this publicity and fame that you want, and the attention you're getting, it's not the right way to do it. There's people hurting.
Do we have anything else to add, Tanner?
What do you guys think?
Why don't we pitch the idea? Hey, Rampage, you're getting fucking sued all over the place because you piggyback your fucking son's fucking life. How about this? Why don't we just fucking have a boxing match? Why don't we just fight? You'll probably whoop my ass, and I don't give a. You raise money for your fucking son's legal defense, and I'll raise money for Stu.
By the way, I'm assuming by the time this video is out, there'll be a link to Stu's GoFundMe.
There should be a link to Stu's GoFundMe.
So we'll put that.
Nobody donate to anybody that's not directly willing to give all 100% proceeds to Stu with proof. Stu's wife deserves that, and Stu deserves that.
Yeah, ultimately, it's a good thing that you were there, because if you weren't, God knows what would have happened.
He would have killed him.
For real. And nobody else was going to step in.
Yeah. And by the way, Roger.
Yeah, and he definitely would have, because he wasn't stopping. He was, like I said, he was in one of those, when I hear people getting fights and they'll be like, yo, I just blacked out. Like when I realized that everybody was holding me down and this and that. Yo, people flying into blind rages like that, that's not normal, man.
That was me who bit you. I do it again too, but this time I'm gonna get your nose.
And where can people find you?
Do some haku stuff.
Just the Epic.
Just the Epic. We're gonna pop up a link. Everybody go follow Doug.
And I'm not a tough guy. I'm not Billy Badass or whatever it is. I just stand up for myself and stand up for my friends. Don't think that I'm out here just blowing smoke to do some hype. I'm just me. I just bring me. I show up. I defend my friends. I love it, and I'm willing to die for it. So I'm sorry for what happened to everybody that was there. I'm sorry for all the kids that were crying. I'm sorry for the families that are affected. Both parties, too. I really sincerely mean it. Both parties. I am sorry. I hope everyone gets together.
Awesome. All right. I guess we're going to...
All right, that's it. All right, let me know what you all think about this. I gave you my opinion, my reaction, and make sure you go subscribe to Scaling Up Podcast, and make sure you go give to the GoFundMe for Stu. They will be linked down below.